She loves the ergos. Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is little Miss Chloe's 2-month update video. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in, and as usual I have all the notes on my phone. And if you watched my last month update, her 1-month update, then you know that I'm following like a category list, I guess you could call it. So the first thing on the list is her eating. So she's still exclusively breastfed. She does get a bottle once a week, maybe if we go to my mother-in-law's for dinner, it's easier just to bring the bottle. Or if I want to have a couple drinks on the weekend, but it's not even every week, so like every other week she gets a bottle, something just sort of depends. Hey, she just woke up, so she actually might be kind of hungry. Might not have been a good time to film this, but yeah, she's still exclusively breastfed, just eating on demand. I think you're actually kind of warm. Yeah, she eats on demand probably in the day, every hour and a half to 3 hours, just sort of depending on, like, if we go out and I put her in the ergo, she could probably wait like 3 or 4 hours without eating, but if we're at home she probably wants to eat every hour and a half to 2. So yeah, it just sort of depends. Do you want your soother? She's still so grunty. She makes noises all the time. Don't you? Do you want that? At night she probably eats every like 4.5 hours ish at like the least, but I'll jump right into her sleeping because that's all I have to say for eating. She doesn't really have a like schedule or a routine for her daytime nap. Just sort of every like 2.5-ish hours depending, she'll nap. Like I said, depending on what we're doing. If, like I said, if I go out and I put her in the ergo, she loves the ergo, so she falls asleep right away. So even if she was just napping like before we went out, like napping at home and then we went out, and I put her in the ergo, she would totally fall asleep right away every time. So that's nice. But then, yeah, what did I write? She has way more of a bedtime routine than we ever did with Grace. Grace always went to bed closer to like midnight for her like big night stretch because that was like our routine. But with Chloe, she usually, I think I said this last month, she usually goes to bed between 7:30 and 8:30 because Grace goes to bed at 7. So then we kind of get her ready, change her diaper, put her in pajamas and all that. And then she kind of goes to sleep for the night around 7:30 to 8:30, just depending. And then she was waking up in the beginning of this month. Let's see if I wrote down. She wakes up 1 to 2 times in the night. Just kind of depends. Usually it's between like midnight and 2 for the first one. And then between like, I don't know, like anytime between 4, 5, 6 ish, and then she usually sleeps for like another hour and a half. She usually gets up for the day around like 7:38, anytime between there. Also depending on like what time Grace gets up, because then I think Grace kind of wakes her up, and I think me getting out of bed wakes Chloe up as well. But she slept 8 hours the other night for the very first time, but it was technically after she turned 2 months, so it technically shouldn't be in this update, but I'll probably forget by the time it's her 3-month update. But she did, I think 2 times before she officially turned 2 months, sleep 6 hours. So that's pretty good too. But I was really hoping the 8-hour thing was going to become a regular routine, but it hasn't. But it's only been a few days since then. But yeah, she does sleep pretty good. For a while she was waking up like 3 to 4 times a night for maybe like a week, and that was super tiring, but luckily it's down to 1 or 2 times. Like last night I think she was awake once. Yeah, she woke up at like 3 last night. And then sometimes it takes her a little longer to get back to sleep, but she doesn't scream, which is, I'm so thankful for. It's so nice that she's not a screamer. So she just kind of grunts and makes noise. We always say she makes just enough noise to keep you awake. Hey, you're lucky, you're cute. So the next thing is her size. She is 11 pounds 6 ounces. I got her weighed yesterday, so that was just over 2 months. She turned 2 months on Sunday, and today's Wednesday, so she got weighed on Tuesday. So that's not exactly her 2-month weight, but close enough. And she was 56.5 centimeters, which is 22.5 inches. She's in 0 to 3 month or like 3-month clothing right now. The Carter's 3-month clothes fit her like perfect, but she is probably going to grow out of them somewhat soon. She's completely out of newborn clothes and diapers. There's no way she'd fit in a newborn diaper. I think I said last month she was in size 1s, but she'd probably fit newborn still. She's completely out of newborn everything. And I always thought newborn was just up to 1 month, but I heard recently people consider newborn up to 3 months. Look at this, she just fell asleep. This is one of her things I was going to talk about in her favorites section, to being held, and especially by me. She just loves it. So as far as size, I think that's all. Yes, she's in size 1 diaper still. I'm not sure how long she'll be in size 1s. She has, like, I think gone through a bit of a growth spurt because they do seem tighter than they were before. But obviously she's growing. That was kind of a dumb thing to say. But yeah, on to her favorites. So her favorite thing is snuggling or being held. Like, she just had like probably like a 50-minute nap, and she like just woke up. She was napping right here on the couch, and she just woke up, and I sat down to film this video, and she's already fallen asleep. The next thing on her favorites list is showers. She loves to have a shower with like me or Greg, obviously. Grace never was really a big fan of showers. She liked the bath probably more, I would have to say. And Chloe, I know in some of the vlogs where I have vlogged her in the bath, it looks like she hates the bath. She doesn't actually mind it that much. I've had a bath with her a couple times, or she's had a bath with me. I don't know. I guess that makes more sense. And she liked that definitely way more than she liked being in her like small bathtub. But she loves showers. I don't know what it is, like the water falling down on her. She prefers more than being like immersed in the water, which actually is kind of weird for a baby, I would think, because like being in the womb is being immersed in like liquid, like warm water, so you'd think that she would like baths better. But yeah, she loves showers. Like I said, she loves being held, but she also loves eye contact, especially from like me or Greg. She just loves when one of us just like stare into her eyes. It's really cute, actually. But yeah, her favorite things in the world is being held and snuggled. Another thing that she really likes is her hair being rubbed like this, just like stroked, I guess you could say, or like even with your nails a little bit. She really likes that. Don't you, Coco Bean? Fluff your hair back. As far as dislikes, I can't remember what I said last month, but I think this is the same one, because it's the only thing she really dislikes is being alone. She doesn't like being alone, like in general. Like sometimes if you leave her to nap like on the couch or in her cradle or something, she wakes up just because she's alone. But if she's in her docket hot right beside me, like in bed, or if I'm holding her like this, she's super happy. But yeah, she just doesn't like to be alone in general, and that's really the only thing at this point that she dislikes. I don't really know I can't think of anything else she dislikes. But another thing that she for her favorites actually is Grace's bed. She loves Grace's bed. I don't know what it is. If she can be having like a meltdown, which doesn't happen very often, but her version, a mini meltdown, and I'll put her in Grace's bed with Grace. Obviously I stand right there, I don't walk away and leave them in there, but then she's just happy as a clam. She just absolutely loves it. I don't know if it's the fact that Grace is there, or if like it's the smell that her bed smells like Grace because she loves her big sister, or if Grace's bed is just comfier. Grace's bed is flipped to like the toddler side versus like Chloe's bed. Not that she sleeps in her bed very often. Her crib is on the like harder infant side, so maybe she just really likes the like squishiness of Grace's bed. I don't know. That's all the like sections or whatever that I was going to talk about. So I just have some kind of random facts that I couldn't fit into any of those categories to talk about. And the first one is that I wanted to mention from like I should have mentioned last month is her feet, that I think I mentioned in her like 1 week and 2 week updates. I'm not going to take her sleeper off and show you because she's totally passed out, but her feet were like flat. Basically her feet were like this against her shin bone when she was born, and they've totally flattened out, and they were totally flat last month. Like I was looking back at pictures of her when she was first born, and I can't believe what they like that how far up they really went, because they look totally normal now, which is awesome. Her belly button, I think I talked about in her like 1 or 2 week updates, it still like pokes out a bit. I don't know if she's gonna end up with an outie belly button or if it's gonna eventually like turn into an innie, but I love you smiling. She smiles all the time now. She's so smiley, especially when I talk to her, and it's so cute. I love it. She's totally passed out right now. The little arm just like flopped over. So the next thing I have written on my list is that she's so sturdy. I was going to show you, but now she's totally asleep and I don't want to disturb her. but she's so sturdy. Like her neck and her core has gotten really strong, probably in the last even like 2 weeks. Not, yeah, probably the last like 2 weeks. She's just so strong, and she's like chunked up so much. Her cheeks are so chunky, and you got hair on you. And she loves when you do this. I don't know if you can tell on the camera. Cheeky, 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 cheeky. And like squish her cheeks like this. Grace loved it too. It's the weirdest thing. Chloe loves it even more than Grace. She sticks her tongue out all the time. I remember Rochelle Swanee saying her daughter was doing this for a while. I can't remember if it was at this age or not. I think she's like a month older than Chloe. But I remember her saying that she was like wondering why her daughter was doing that. At first she thought that like she was hungry, but she'd do it right after, like she'd feed her and then she'd stick her tongue out all the time. And I noticed that Chloe does it all the time now, and again, same thing, it's not because she's hungry, she just does it, I guess, just like exploring the muscles. Another thing is that she can roll over. I think it was about 6 weeks that she did it for the first time. She actually did it with Greg. She was on her little like play gym mat thing, and I was in the bathroom getting ready and I missed it, and Greg called me and she did it again and again. She did it like 3 or 4 times in a row, but I missed her doing it for the first time. But at least Greg got to see, because I saw Grace's first time, so I guess that's fair. But yeah, she did it about at 6 weeks, and then there was like a week or two she just stopped doing it. I'd put her on like up for tummy time and she wouldn't roll over. I don't know if she just didn't feel like it or if she forgot how, but in the last few days, maybe even in the last week, she does it every single time you put her down for tummy time. She just flips over, just rolls over. The last thing on the list I have to talk about is her nicknames. She has so many more nicknames, I think, from what I can remember, than Grace did. Of course, she has her nickname Coco. If you've watched anything, you know that's what Grace calls her. So we call her Coco Bean or Coco Bear, or not so much, but once in a while we'll call her Coconut. But the big one that I've been calling her now is Beanie or Beanie Weenie. And Greg's even started calling her Beanie Weenie because like Coco Bean kind of just formed into Beanie, and it's just really cute. I think it's a really cute nickname. But yeah, she has so many nicknames. So I think that's it for Little Miss's 2-month update. I can't really think of anything else that I want to talk about. I did look up how much Grace weighed, or I didn't look up how much she actually weighed at 2 months, but when Grace was this size, she was actually 11 pounds 6 ounces exactly at 1 month. So Grace was the same weight as Chloe is at 2 months when she was only 1 month old, and they were about the same length as well. So it's crazy, like it's so weird how different they are, but they definitely have the same cheeks, and I think Chloe is starting to look a lot more like Grace. Yesterday when we were at the health clinic when I was getting her weighed, some lady said she was my twin. She looked exactly like me, and I'm pretty sure she was talking about Chloe because I was holding her getting her weighed and Grace was kind of off behind playing with some toys. So I don't think she was talking about Grace, but I definitely think Grace looks a lot more like me than Chloe. I don't feel like Chloe really looks like me. Let's see if I can show you to the camera without disturbing you too much. I don't know. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Her eyes are closed, but I don't think she really looks like me. You look like my mom. Just give you a little close up. Oh, she still looks like mad at the world all the time. She's always like displeased. Hey? Here's how big she is. Oh, are you getting disturbed? Let's see. Can we give you a close up? Look at the camera. Her eyes are still blue. I think they're changing. I don't know what they're changing to, like, because Grace's started out pretty dark blue like this and changed to a lot lighter. But I was just looking at her eyes the other day, and the outside of her eye looks darker, I guess, than the inside. But Greg has really light brown eyes. As far as brown eyes go, his are really light. So I don't know what hers will do. Will you open your eyes? Mr. Biggie's doing really good with her too. He just doesn't even care, so that's good. You're just knocked out, hey? Obviously she hasn't lost her hair. She still has a whole lot of hair. That's the first thing anybody that looks at her says is, oh, Biggie. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video now. Hey? You just don't want to look at the camera, do you? I'm sorry I'm disturbing you. You just had a nap, so you really shouldn't be that tired. If anything, you should be hungry. Okay? Yeah. Oh, look at that face. Oh. It's not actually that bright. You look like it's so bright over here by the window. No, I love her so much. Alright, so that is all we have to say for Little Miss Coco Bean's 2-month update. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to follow our journey. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.